Hey guys, my name is Jeff and this is Vero Sells. Welcome to my channel. I am a full-time reseller and on this channel I discuss everything reseller related, from what I bought, what I sold. I have a pretty unique eye, or so I'm told by my family. They joke that I can sell just about anything. And right now, we're gonna talk about the email that I received from eBay today about this ongoing Vero discussion that I've been having with them. I got 2 Veros within the span of a month, and I'm trying to get them to give some information about like some other specific companies of listings that I have that I've taken down. I spoke with somebody yesterday. I did a video about this. Sorry, I have really bad allergies right now. So I submitted 5 or 6 companies to the Vero rep. Now keep in mind, this is what a different Vero rep told me to do. She said, if you are on the fence about any company that you are going to be listing a product on eBay and you're not sure whether or not you're authorized, she was said, do a little research on Google, which is kind of a generic answer and not really that feasible. I mean, you can Google the company, whatever the company is in Vero, like nothing's coming up. Like this is just it's a BS answer in my opinion. It's actually somewhat insulting. And then she said to call in and ask them. So I did that. And then they're like, well, we have to forward this to our Vero experts. And I was thinking in my mind, like, I'm never going to hear back from them. So I gave them 6 companies. I got a reply today. Within 24 hours, I got a reply. Wait until you hear this reply. So this is me as a seller asking eBay if any of these companies are known Vero companies. All right. So, hello. Our Vero team responded back regarding the list of companies that you had asked if you would be in violation of listing any of their products. I'm afraid it will not be possible to give a definitive answer whether any of those companies will request the removal of their items or not. I understand that this was not the answer that you were hoping for, but the recommendation that came back with this feedback is to perhaps reach out to the companies you're listing their products and asking if selling their items would be okay with them or not. I also explained to the team how passionate you are about your eBay account and dedication to adhere to our policies. Hope this helps. Please do let us know if you have any questions. Are you freaking serious? Like, why is it that it feels like I'm talking to a robot? Why does eBay... I'm sorry, this is not the answer you're looking for. It's not even an answer. It's ridiculous that the company, eBay, their department that specializes this, can't even give a definitive answer on any of the companies. Like, I understand there's gray areas, but like, and I'm starting to break down some different categories. As I learn more and more about this, I am going to be coming up with some good information on questions that you can ask yourself when listing products, because eBay's answer is contact the companies and ask them if you're allowed. Like, I can't even believe that would even be, that they would think that that's even okay to give me as an answer, when they know full well the entire situation, and I'm just trying to be a good seller. I'm trying to follow their rules, and they're not giving me any rules. So the answer is that they're the company that's supposed to know what companies we're not allowed to sell. We don't know which companies we're not allowed to sell, but they won't tell us. It's really frustrating. And I don't know why more people aren't talking about this. Is it because they haven't gotten a Vero? Because I guarantee you, you will get one no matter what you sell. I guess I shouldn't make that statement. Like, there are categories where, I don't know though. I mean, there's fakes and there's fakes in things that you would never think there would be fakes in. There's fakes in Disney pins. There's fakes in card games, which is the one I got. Like, there's and it's not even that. It's not even that the products are fake. I have read case after case where people know something is legitimately, like, they purchased it and then they get a Vero because the company is basically saying it's a fake. This country seriously is just going to crap. And I'm not trying to be negative, but when you can't get a straight answer from eBay, and I have some theories as to, I think it's only going to get worse with Veros. I think with the popularity of reselling, how common it is now, I think these big companies are going to be wanting to restrict our ability to resell items. It's just a hunch. I feel like with an inflation coming, well, inflation's here, with a recession coming, we've been in a recession, in my opinion. Things are definitely much tighter. Inflation is a cause, but like people losing their jobs, people turning to reselling because they have to, or also people turning to reselling because they think and part of this also might be YouTubers like glamorizing or exaggerating the appeal of reselling. Like, it's not all fun and games. Like, it's fun at times, but it is a job. And we are kidding ourselves if we think that we're entrepreneurs when we essentially are still at the mercy of eBay. So that's why an eBay rep themselves on Saturday agreed with me when I said, like, I'm starting to look at other opportunities, other platforms to start to sell my merchandise. And she was like, yeah, you probably should. Like, like, they don't care, but like, we're just an employee to them. And that's frustrating. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah. I mean, the main thing was I wanted to cover that email and just read how ridiculous their response is. The other thing was that they told me to do, let's see here. Oh, funny story. The guy that I spoke with today, I had spoke with him before. Like, I literally got the same eBay agent, the same eBay Vero agent. And because he remembered my bomber story. And basically, they continue to regurgitate the same answer as to, like, when we're going to list something that we don't know. And honestly, you go to a garage sale, you could get 10 different items. You go to a flea market, you get 20 different items. And if you have any doubts, right, instead of calling, like, you can't call in eBay and ask them. You can't, like, I encourage people to just call the eBay Vero department and tell them that it's not working. Like give them the name of a company, see what answer they'll give you. But this guy, he says, like, if you have any questions about, like, an item that you maybe should or shouldn't sell, he's like, contact that company. But seriously, like, it takes too long to list an item as is. It's not like we're gonna contact each company that we're gonna list a new product that we haven't listed before. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what I'm going to do at this point because I'm really not getting anywhere talking to these reps. I think any merchandise, I think basically for the next 6 months, I'm going to list really safe stuff like pop culture stuff, comics. I'll go through some of my comic death piles, pins, buttons, patches, things that are super, super safe, books, media, and just get through, because like I said, if you go 6 months from the time you get a Vero, it drops off. And you kind of get like a clean slate. And then, I don't know, but it's really like, I think the whole Vero department, I think that the whole Vero department needs to be redone. It needs to be done. There needs to be massive changes for them to do things that show us that they're also looking out for us. For instance, putting up, and I talk about this all the time, putting up some sort of, for known Vero companies, putting up a warning sign when you click list, it kind of comes up and it reminds you. That would be one thing they can do. For words like Velcro, bomber, onesie, have those things. And I keep trying to sell it to these eBay Vero people. I'm like, and they do keep submitting my ideas, so I'm hoping it gets there. But I'm like, look, if you do these things, it's going to dramatically cut down the amount of phone calls that we are calling in and complaining about these Veros, because you guys will have helped protect us from getting it. So, I don't know. Hey, don't you love it when you ship something, somebody buys something, and then the next day later, they're asking, did this ship yet? When is this going to ship? That's one of my pet peeves, being a reseller. What are your pet peeves about being a reseller? I mean, do these people think that I just sit around all day and wait to answer dumb questions? That's what a handling time is, right? Like, we put a handling time on there to give us that handling time. I'm sorry, but man, frustrating day. One update also. I think that I'm gonna, because I do what sold videos mostly over the weekends, and I think I'm gonna utilize the community tab link, the community area. Like, so for example, today I posted something that I bought yesterday that I did in the What I Bought video, the Taylor Swift Chinese magazine that sold today. And I took a picture of it and I put on there what it sold for. It sold for $26. And in less than 12 hours, I was really surprised by that. And so I'm gonna try to start to do, and then I sold something else, I think, but it had to ship out today. Oh, I sold something local I took a picture of. So I think I'm gonna update through the week. I'm gonna use that to, when I'm in between the times of videos, when I've already had to ship the items out, so I don't have any more that I can show you. So that would be, so if you subscribe, I think you'll be able to see those. I didn't even know that was a feature. I was following James over at My Boring Reseller Life, and I started to notice there were like Twitter-like updates that were coming through on my phone. And I was like, oh, like, what is that? So I looked into it. So it's a nice way to give a little update without having to make a video. So I think I'm going to try and utilize that. There was something else I wanted to say, but yeah, about the Taylor Swift thing. When I started taking pictures of it, I was surprised that there was only literally one picture of Taylor Swift in it. So I'm hoping that the person who bought it didn't just buy it for that, because they're probably going to be a little disappointed. But yeah, I think I paid $1.50 for it, and it sold for $26 US. So that's good. Other than that, have a good night, guys. I will probably be back with another what sold video. I went to the thrift store today real quick. I just kind of wanted to get out of the house. I was working all day and I didn't buy a thing. Prices are just not that good, or the quality of the items were just not that good, and I didn't see anything. I've got so much stock. Like, I could literally not buy another thing for 6 months. That's how much, like, I just buy stuff when it's a good deal. I was thinking the other day, I was at the thrift store and I bought some things, and I was like, why did I buy these things? Because they were kind of big, so they take up some space. It's like, why did I buy these things? And I'm like, but they're a good deal. It's like I have a two little angel and devils on my shoulder, and the one is like, why did you buy that? I don't even know which demon it was, which devil, or the angel or the devil, but one of them is saying, why'd you buy that? And the other one is saying, because it's a good deal. And then I was like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, it was a good deal. And I'm like, I had this epiphany. I'm like, I'm just a natural born seller. And then it made me think of the movie Natural Born Killer, which growing up, that was just one of my favorite movies back in the day. Definitely not PC, definitely not, probably doesn't age well, but I'm a big Woody Harrelson fan. Robert Downey's in it, Juliette Lewis. To me, it's just a classic. The soundtrack is amazing. It's really a bummer that we can't have like music softly playing in the background with these videos. It's just, like between like corporate, like I just think corporations they're just sucking the life out of everything, in my opinion. For instance, I had posted something on Facebook. Didn't mean for this to turn out to a rant, but has this ever happened to you guys? You post something on Facebook and you get it's taken down, and they're saying that it goes against Facebook's policies. And I literally got a message that says, we took your listing down and you're close. He said, it was like, you're close to losing your marketplace account. And I'm just like, what? So I go and I look at the listing, and it was for an IKEA lampshade. And inside the write-up of the description, I try to be very thorough with my descriptions. I say, it is damaged, but it could be fixed with a hot glue gun. And because I said the word gun in the description, must have been flagged by a bot. Now I immediately appealed it, and I'm like, it's just a lampshade. Why did you take this down? And then they looked, and then they approved it, and then I just went in and took that word out because I just didn't want it to get flagged again when it gets deleted and relisted. But like, corporations they're sucking the life out of anything fun. And the worst part about Facebook is you can't talk to anybody. Like, there's nobody that you can actually get on the phone with, at least not that I know of. So it's like this entity that we use their service, but when things go wrong, there's nobody to talk to. It's basically like with these Vero companies, these faceless corporations. They hide behind their copyright information. They lie and they say that something is counterfeit when it's not, but they know there's nothing that we can do about it. We can't play music on YouTube. We get banned for that, or we get demonetized, or I don't know, man. I just think to myself, it's not like it was in the 80s. Growing up, that's the decade I grew up in. And it just makes me wonder, what is it going to be like 10, 15 years from now? Like, I wasn't selling on eBay in the late 90s, but I hear it was crazy insane, the things you could get away with. And then a year ago or a year and a half ago, eBay did away with like selling anything that is mature. And I thought that was bad when they did that. I was pretty furious about that. Not because I have a lot of like mature stuff, but some manga has nudity in it, some comics have nudity in it, graphic novels as well. And it's just like, sex sells. Looking at eBay's stock price today, went down 5%. And it's been in a bit of a downturn. I used to think that the reselling industry could always keep going up. But now I'm just not so sure. I'm just not. I was thinking about putting a bit of a chunk of money into eBay stock when I was like really super bullish on it. And now I'm glad that I didn't. I used to trade stocks, by the way. That's a whole nother story. I don't know. The issues that is happening with eBay's site, the way that they run the company, the things that they don't do to protect sellers. And I know that it's the age-old question, what's more important? Like, does eBay value the buyers or the sellers more? And without the sellers, there's nothing for the buyers to buy. Now, obviously, the money comes from the seller of the buyers, but they really, they should treat us equal, to be honest. That's really the most logical answer. But I feel like it's like they put the buyers way up on a pedestal, and they kind of like just leave us out to dry, leave the sellers out to dry. And it shouldn't be like that. We shouldn't be fearful about losing our eBay account when we've done nothing wrong, getting X amount of euros. And the guy that I spoke with today, and like I said, I've spoken with him before. I don't know what the chances are of me getting the same rep, but he was very open in saying how they do look at, and I think I talked about this, but they do look at everything, your account longevity, history, each individual Veros, and kind of look and see whether it was malicious or whether it was genuinely honest mistake. So at least it sounds like, from what I'm being told, it sounds like that is the way that is the way it should be. The fact that I'm praising them for the way it should be is pretty sad. And the problem is how many times have you been told something by eBay and then the exact opposite happens? Or nowhere what you were told was going to happen, it didn't come remotely close. So they just don't have a history of like continuity. And that email that I read earlier, to me, that just says it all. It says it all that the people in charge, and not just in charge, but the people below that, they're getting their guidance and knowledge from the people above them, and that knowledge is not getting passed down. You don't know how many times I've called in and said, hi, I'm such and such. I would like to be transferred to your Vero department. Probably 7 times out of 10, maybe more, they're like, I'm sorry, what department? It's like I have to like explain to them what it is. Okay, that's enough for now. Have a good rest of your day. I will be back tomorrow with another video. Take care.